Wait, how will we know?
How will we know when the audio goes live? Stream's ready. Yes. Question mark. We'll wait for Tash on that.
Streamer's ready. Okay. Let's put this out on every social media platform we even have.
Yeah. I'll wait. Have you put it up on Facebook? Because I'll put it on the
I
NUEL
believe
chat.
so, but apparently I broke the URL, so
Oh no.
by
I might have
putting
just.
at in front of it.
Right. I might have given you the shit URL. Hold on. Oh, we're going live.
Arriving at Watchpoint Gibraltar.
Are we live? Oh.
Looks like it. Wait, why are my F keys working? Oh god.
Apparently, okay. All right,
Oh.
everybody. We might be a bit quiet, but we are, in fact, here in the finals of the Summer NUEL, I believe.
Yeah. We'll be watching UoM Zeus. It's shit. UoB Zeus, University of Birmingham, versus Bjorn to win, with from MMU, Manmet, and we see a pretty basic comp coming from the side of UoB, I'd say. With,
well,
sorry, go on.
well, it seems like currently in this side, it looks like they're running not full dive, which is slightly unusual in the current meta, I suppose.
Yeah, Zarya Ryan have got their buffs though, and I think they might be trying to protect themselves from a possible Doomfist, which we are seeing from the side of MMU.
Oh, this is true. Sham. I haven't seen any of Sham on Doomfist, so
yeah, go on.
it looks like because these two teams are actually pretty good scrim partners. They play each other quite a lot. They sort of generally know what's up.
Yeah.
But MMU have tried a lot of weird stuff. They've played Junkrat before. They've played Symmetra Attack. You don't want to hear some of the other things they've done. But I think they're just hoping that with the shield and the Zarya, they'll be able to.
Yeah, and they've got the McCree with the flashbang to try and shut him down as well, I think. But we're gonna see him come out. Yeah, we're gonna see him just start the payload. Pretty basic stuff right here.
So yeah, it looks like MMU are sort of sitting at the top. They're not really okay. Now they've dropped down now. So
yeah,
the choice there is either to drop down and fight them before they get around the corner, or you can drop back and
just fight them under the bridge.
Fight them under the bridge.
Sham coming in.
Oh, Sham's in.
Okay. He hasn't got any massive picks yet, but I mean, he putting up pressure on them to get them back off the payload, I guess. Sham goes down to McCree.
It doesn't really look how much this has gone though. The health on MMU is much lower than UoB right now. They're diving in. They know here they come. Winston's on the cart alone. Can't really do much. They're gonna
He's probably gonna die right here. Almost got away.
Oh, the D.Va! Look at this.
The D.Va remix.
All this time, the D.Va's stalling.
I mean, that's an effective stall, but they've still they've still pushed it.
10 seconds too long. It won't give MMU enough time to respawn and contest, but it will give them enough time to set up, hopefully.
That was a very fast push on the side of UoB there.
5 minutes still on the clock. Jeez. Normally that first choke is a lot harsher on the attacking team, but this Ryan and Zarya really is doing it for them.
I mean, we might be seeing a point where both dive and the sort of standard 2-2-2 are equally viable here. It just really comes down to how they play it. We've got Deku on the Winston diving in behind them right now.
Yeah, it doesn't look the most coordinated, I've got to say.
Oh, nice shatter!
The high noon. Oh,
the high noon takes out two.
This is actually kind of slaughter right now.
Right, yeah. Fish and Dubious trying to get the hell out of here.
Looks like they'll make it. They're not getting chased. So.
Yeah. I mean, point B is always very hard to hold on this map anyway.
Without position, they sort of got the worst of both worlds really for MMU. They got enough time to set up, but they didn't do it properly enough where they could really pressure the enemy team, and they've just sort of cruised their way through with their ultimates, and they still got 3 left. They got both support ults and a visor. They play this right. This could be a
very fast push, yeah. Fish is up on the high ground. So
MMU aren't really contesting though. They're just they're fighting at the corner.
Holding back, yeah. I mean, Iron
Okay.
Fish is. So Iron Fish recently switched onto the Rhino, so he won't have Shatter anytime soon. But Fish has got his visor, and he's a.
The first kill goes in face of UoB. They're trading Rhines. They're trading Rhines. So
Yeah, both Rhines are down. And Sham is now on the Junkrat instead of the Doomfist.
it looks like the position of the Birmingham has gotten far worse.
Oh yeah.
They decided not to fight. They lost their Rhine. They just sort of didn't take the
Crumbled
fight.
out of
But
it.
it seems slightly bizarre because they used the Lucio ult. You feel like they try and get slightly more of it, and now they're just walking back in with their Reinhardt again.
Yeah, and
Here comes
Stittler
a
and,
wheel. Here comes a wheel. Is he gonna get
He's-
anything? He's hiding the
Ooh.
wheel. Here it
Is that
comes.
it? Is
A
that it?
tank
It's
kill.
coming? Ah, takes out the Rhino.
Takes out the front. They traded though. And a
And
visor's coming out. Oh, visor be visor.
counter visor.
And that pushes the knock on. So what we tend to we can see on this map, as everyone will probably know, is that just a massive hold at the last point around this corner.
Yeah.
And it looks like, well, there's still a combo. I'd really like to see them break the shield right now. UoB break the shield and then high noon with the graviton surge. But
That's
they'll go through the Zen, ult that they've got on their side. It just depends.
They're
on how
both.
it is.
I mean, UoB have all, sorry, MMU have also got the sound barrier to try and prevent that from happening, giving them time to kill the McCree before that could happen.
Oh, here,
Yeah,
here comes a massive
nice
shatter.
shatter. But counter trans coming out and a high noon. No,
And it gets nobody. He just gets the Reinhardt. What's going on? They're still trading kills in their favor.
I mean there was a lot of ults used that fight. Like Zeus now have basically 2 ults with the shatter and sound barrier.
Oh,
So-
Fish
God.
is in a really bad.
Oh, nice
bad
shatter
time.
again.
They're just stalling at this point. It doesn't
It's
really
just-
look like MMU are in a good position.
Yeah, this.
It probably won't catch. Oh, it
It comes to
catches.
Subsidium.
It slipped the lip of the bridge and just caught. You can tell he's going to be slightly angry about that. But it doesn't look like it's going to cost them the fight. They've just got too many people. Fish is on the tracer, buying a lot of time it looks like, but with everyone else dead, he's probably going to follow suit. Oh, he gets a kill.
He's
got
stalling
2
for an
kills.
extremely long
Fish
time.
is going mad. Fish is
Sham as well, come on.
Oh, what is going on?
How did they even hold that? Jesus.
What? Okay, so basically what happened there was Fish
Fish-
died as soldier and had enough time to respawn and get 2 frags, waiting for their Junkrat to come out and frag for 3. That was ridiculous. I don't know what kind of cheese they have on their side, but it's doing
It
something.
was. I mean, the gods are on their side for that hold there.
But here we go. You'll be pushing through the interior this time. Do they see
Oh,
it? I
yeah?
don't think they see it.
Oh, nope. Quickmania falls to Sham. I'm just gonna put my cam on Sham here. This is nuts.
And they're getting some
Oh.
really late kills right here too.
Yeah.
Zenyatta is caught.
The
Okay.
Subsidium's quite staggered there from the rest of his team.
And
Yeah.
as we said before, like the timer that was once near 5 minutes is already more than
So,
half, with
yeah.
almost no progress on the UoB side. Gotta say. Well, they got very close, I must say, and then they got rolled all the way back
Yeah.
here.
I think the switch to the Tracer and the Junkrat's really working out for these guys.
Oh,
and
okay,
Sham
here
goes
comes the
down,
shatter.
but there's a nice shatter from the other side.
Ironfish drops behind the Reinhardt, who goes slightly too forward. And we got a visor
Oh.
coming out. Junte just looking at the back line, getting a lot of kills, but will it matter? The only people left are a Lucio and a McCree on the side of UoB, and they just can't really get past. He tries, they're trying!
He tried. I'll try it. The Rhine is very low on health right now. I think they're gonna have to back up here.
Sham's still got another wheel as well for this next push if he plays it correctly. Looks like he's trying to set up. Oh no, wait, hang on. The UoB side are going... They're pushing around the backside as well, it looks like, or Junte's just having
Split push here, maybe.
a little spar with the traces right now. But looks like Fish gets the upper hand on that side. So we've got looks like a Graviton Shatter maybe coming in to push this fight.
I mean, they've just kind of got to use everything here, don't they? They've got
Yeah, and the Fire and Mercy's been swapped out as well.
Trans comes out from Subsidium. Oh,
Oh, will they get anything off
this could be a very powerful ult here.
But there's a
There you go.
doesn't really do much. It doesn't look like much is happening. Why are the kills?
Oh, a shatter from Stittler takes a lot of people down.
But they're trading almost equally, it looks like. UoB is still on the cart, but
Trey's here. Trey's here, boss.
This is really bad. This is really bad. They lost Junte in that fight.
Yeah.
They still got Farah, but they haven't got anyone on the ground to help her.
And Cookmania falls to Sham.
What?
And there's only 5 seconds remaining, and I think
they've held it all the way this far
How
back.
is
I
it?
mean,
that was a very impressive hold there.
after getting rolled for the first 2/3 of this map, they pulled out a Junkrat.
It was the
Reinhardt?
Junkrat and the Tracer just absolutely held them there.
It's like they just sort of woke up halfway through. Hello, we are MMU, and you're not going to roll us this easy. But we'll see what UoB can do on defense, because it's a lot easier for them now if they can just get a good hold on one of these chokes that we mentioned before.
Yeah. So what happened there was the trades really favoured the defense on that final push there, and they were just trading far too much. So by the time that it came to them having an advantage, the other guys had already respawned, and that's sort of where it all went wrong for them with that final push.
I don't really know if it was ult usage by UoB, because it seemed very scattered. There was that point that they had a Graviton, a Zeno, and a High Noon, and it looked like Cookmania on the McCree had gone up to set up on the ledge to try and catch people out with the Graviton, but somebody went in too early. They got shattered. They had to use a Zeno, and it just went wrong from there. Somebody jumped the gun slightly.
Yeah.
So,
So we've got on the. So UoB are running a similar comp to what MMU ran coming out, with the McCree and Soldier as well as Orion, and then the two supports.
and I've got to say, before we say anything about the MMU side, I think we are slightly getting trolled by.
Oh, we are definitely
the
getting
attack,
trolled
the
here.
attack Torbjorn and the attack Hanzo. But
Whilst the attack Torbjorn is a good meme that works on a solo queue.
I do believe we'll get something slightly. We will get something slightly out of the books for MMU here, but it won't be any of these, I don't think.
And it looks like they'll be running dive here. Yeah, Fish and Shaman, Genjin, Tracer, and then.
Are they? They're not keeping the Hanzo, are they? Are they keeping the They're keeping the Hanzo.
I think they're gonna use the Hanzo to Sonic Arrow and then switch them out.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. So they caught Orion fast forward, but let's see. So before, MMU just let UoB drift underneath. We're gonna see if.
I think we're gonna see a similar thing here, because this team here have really benefits from holding the high ground. They gain very little by diving onto that team with all of their mobility.
So they haven't really taken much good ground though. I think the soldier's going up now. There's Kim Junte trying to get some high ground.
They're holding server room, which is not something you usually see, but.
With the Rhine shield in the way, it's a really good coverage of the gap, but
yeah,
it becomes a little scrap right now.
Oh, Iron Fish takes out Stiller.
And they're just diving the backline. Iron Fish going.
Oh, everyone's just falling.
But they're not. Okay.
Cloudy's about to fall, and that's a full team fight just happened there.
It went pretty much as quickly as the other side. This has been a very
even faster, I'd say.
Very attack. Well, that was the D.Va was stalling it last time.
Yeah, they don't have the D.Va to stall this time.
Sham getting a pick on Kirk at the back. What? And is Kirk still getting a kill on Fish? I did not see that. What's happening? They're pushed so far back
Fish
and they're on the
diving.
floor.
Oh god.
They're just really scattered right now. They're getting caught by MMU out of their team's range.
They had enough time to spawn all together and group up, but they just all seem to get picked off really quickly.
And they've still only got one ult on their side. They've got no support ults. So
this is gonna be. Soon, but... Yeah, and with Blade on Sham's side, this is gonna be a pretty rough team fight for UoB.
Oh, but Cookmania catches Fish up top. And now he has the high ground. They're pushing back. They're being pushed back.
Oh, Cookmania popping off right now. And yeah, MMU have been forced to just reset, yeah.
So now's the critical time for UoB to catch some high ground, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're going to take all the space they can get and watch what they can. Junte up top, being probably joined, maybe? Or perhaps not.
I don't think anyone can join him on the shuttle, can they? Of this roster anyway.
There is a little. Oh, they're diving.
Oh, they're both diving him.
He might fall. There's 3 people up there with him.
There's 3 people diving him.
He's still alive.
Oh, he falls to Sham.
Finally dies.
D.Va ult comes out with soundbite. Oh!
Massive
That's...
Genji sword. They just
I mean, that's a lot of ults on from the side of MMU, and UoB will go into this next fight with six ults available.
Oh my. Well, I mean, they used 2 or 3. I can't
They
remember
used
exactly.
Diva Blade and they dropped the beat, so they used 3.
So they used 3 ults to get through that. And honestly, that's not too bad a trade if they're going to get a much faster time. So we saw this last time. Can
When-
UoB match the defense of MMU? 5 minutes
MMU.
left on the clock.
Oh, Sham takes out Junte.
What is he doing? What is he doing over there?
Sham is so far in their back line that they don't even
And
know
they're
how to deal
diving in.
with him.
The Zarya bubble's down. They can't shield anyone else. They're just scrapping. Here we go.
So where this comp really fails, I think, is just holding the back line. Insofar as, oh, grab comes out from Cloudy, catches 2 in there. Sham and Colonel Pad are gonna fall, and I think that's a hold from the side of UoB.
And a full wipe as
A
well
full wipe.
for MMU. So again, it looks like it's going a very similar way. This one corner and this slope is the bane of all attacking teams.
And that was another 3 ults to win a team fight there. So what I was saying was this team will kind of struggle with protecting the backline. So anyone who gets dived is kind of just on their own. Like just has to rely on the a nice pulse round Subsidium from Fish.
But
Cloudy catches 2.
In. And Lucio as well picking up the kills.
And these trades are not looking in MMU's favor right now.
That max energy Zarya just walking forward.
Just microwaving everything in her path.
Again, and it's a complete ult free. No one's we're gonna have a high noon coming up soon. The Graviton's actually on its way, but no real ults on the side of MMU. They're just doing a dry run. They're going straight in.
Iron Fish gets taken out almost immediately. Jesus.
Slightly too.
And Cloudy is absolutely destroying this Diva right now. With so high charge, it's just hard for her to stay alive.
He's just destroying everything.
Stittler and Cloudy both fall to Fish.
But it looks like
they'll hold this though. I mean, Dekker's found his mech again, and the Iron Fish is jumping in.
All the front line is gone. They're just backing away. They're getting some time on the cart.
Yeah, I think we're 3 for 3 right now, but all UoB all UoB has to do is wait for reinforcements to come in.
Oh, and a reflected high noon! What's he doing? That might that's the fight.
Attack visor from Fish. This very well might be where MMU take this map.
They've just got so much ground right now. They're just getting scattered around.
Oh, nice!
That's wrong cart.
But he falls immediately. Junta just stalling for his life.
They're stalling this out very well. They've got another Graviton.
From Cloudy. And Cloudy falls. Shreddy's trying to stall as best as he can. And
they've gotten it. Oh my goodness me. Okay. Okay. Well, they really did not need that much time. It doesn't look. It looks like MMU know how to attack in the end.
I mean, that was
yeah.
that was a very impressive hold and attack from both sides on that map.
Very intense last put.
Oh yeah.
I gotta say. But it looks like Bjorn to win, MMU will take the first map. It kind of played out to me like I think this will be one of his double or triple bombs.
The double or triple. I think this is a triple towards the second push.
And
I mean, Junta had absolutely no options there. That was his slaughter on his side. And,
yeah, nice double bomb category. So it looked like UoB did a massive oh my
43 eliminations. Oh, Fish.
Please. Fish. Okay.
I mean, Subsidium hit some very good trances to get almost half of his healing.
That's ridiculous. I mean, Fish just really going ham there. I think we saw a lot of Fish. He was a really big playmaker in both sides. So it looked like to me that UoB started with their massive push. They said, yeah, we'll take your first 2 points really fast. There's nothing you can do, and they got stuck at the end. MMU went right back at them, said, "Nah, we'll do it better. We'll do it better." And they got a roll at the end.
Yeah. Well, our next map will be Oasis, and it's the King of the Hill, which is significantly different to Payload. So this map mode kind of just comes down to whoever's better at winning team fights.
I think. Well, see, the way Fish was playing in that last map, I'd be very concerned on the UoB side. I'd be worried and start to consider focusing them out. So, the Kirk Mania on McCree, because I have this sort of UoB inside knowledge, I know that
Yeah.
they favoured dive up until this week, where they've been playing a lot more with other classes, and
Yeah.
Cartmania hasn't really been playing McCree. Not to say that he isn't good at it.
Right. So he's kind of out of practice, you'd say.
Maybe slightly. I think he'll do fine, but I think it's when you've got a tracer as good as Fish on the other side, you need him. If your McCree can deal with that tracer, it's just it makes the fights a lot easier.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing is with Fish is his hero pool is absolutely massive. He could play basically anything that the team camp requires him to. So if his Widow's getting countered, he'll just swap off to the Soldier. If the Soldier's not working out, he'll swap onto the Tracer and he'll just stall out. As we saw in that last fight where him and Sham basically duo held it.
2v5. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And honestly, for a good amount of time there, it was Fish 1v5.
1v5, yeah.
His teammates were around dying, but getting picks at the backline.
Anyway, we're going to be starting with this, and as you've said, UoB are kind of not favouring dive this time. They're going with the classic Ryan Zarya comp, with MMU going dive instead.
This is, I think, yeah, this is slightly unusual because...
Yeah, UoB securing the high ground, trying not to get dove on. Ooh, Sham's looking for a cheeky flank around the side. Ooh, Kirkmania takes out Sham with a nice flashbang.
The flash on the Tracer really catching...
really catching him out, yeah. And they're just going to collapse on them, and I think that's the team fight 1 for UoB right now, as everyone's just about to die.
Clean sweep.
That was just an absolute... That was, yeah.
Death there. Nice.
And look at Stittler's ult charge already.
Okay.
That Shatter is going to do work. Because with nothing to reliably block it on the enemy side, if they push in as one, that Shatter is going to find at least 3 people.
So UoB are playing the high ground, they're playing very defensively. Honestly, because of the Rhine charge, I would like that you mentioned. I would like to see them play more forward.
A bit more forward.
They're just giving time on the point. They're finally dropping down, but they've lost Carpmania in that time. I think this might be a turned fight. They've dropped 3 people already. The Subsidian's already down as well. Support's just away from their team, just not really being helped.
I mean, that's a flip already. Oh gosh.
Gee, they've got no time at all. And in that fight, the Reinhardt Stittler didn't even build up his ultimate. He still hasn't done it yet.
He'll have it to engage for this fight, but the Fish will probably have his visor in time as well. So we might see an Earthshatter from Stittler right here.
It looks like he's searching for it.
He's definitely looking for it now, maybe.
But he's not done it! There were 3 people right in front of him!
Oh, a stick comes out to Subsidian takes out Sham though! That's a very good Graviton Surge, but will it be followed up on? I think it will be, as Kirkmania's, his Kernel Pad's about to fall right here.
I don't know how UoB suddenly got 6 ults and then they just used Graviton, but...
And they've got 5 ults for this next fight.
So,
I mean, if MMU were able to flip this as easily as they did the last time, then I'd be very impressed, because that means they'd have burnt through 5 ultimates somehow.
Again with this though, they're just forcing point and they're letting the time go so far. If they mess up on this point, they could just lose it accidentally. But all the ultimates are coming right now. There's still a Zen ult on
Junte coming out with the visor, almost finding Fish, but getting blocked by Ironfish. That's very confusing.
But it looks like this is going in the favour of UoB as they could take control of side and the main point itself. Sham's just hopefully going to run away, and they'll regroup for this.
Yeah, and they used a lot of ults that fight though. But it's still 1-1 on the board, with Sham almost having Pulse Bomb ready.
So if Sham will have it for this next engage. If he gets a nice couple picks at the top, which it looks like he's looking for.
He's definitely looking for, yeah.
They're just forcing point every time, and UoB finally dropped down. They dropped down a lot earlier actually.
Ooh, Pulse Bomb finds the Rhine shield, and Sham is taken out by Subsidium. Still takes out Kernel Pad. I think this is just a complete wipe for UoB.
Again with this. So it looked like that MMU are just ramming themselves into a high ground wall here. They figured they could force point every time, and it just did not work out for them in the end as the entire UoB team dropped on them.
I mean, I think their insistence to just push the point led to their downfall there. Because UoB was always able to find the better position and get the picks first, because there was no contesting of the high ground from MMU's side.
I think, yeah, I think they might have played just a little bit too scared of maybe the Lucio boop or the damage they're taking to go up there. They probably at least should have tried it for the last push when they had a Zenalt to go up with, which they didn't use in the end as well. I'm slightly concerned to see that he probably got charged there, but probably missed. But they changed their composition on the MMU side. They picked up a Reinhardt instead of a Winston. It looks like they're going to try and play Shield Wars this time, which is a very outdated, well, not a meta we see commonly in the very highest level of play. But
yeah,
they can make it work. So the main damage appears to be going on to the MMU side. Well, Still is being dropped very low. He's getting picked early, and that might open up the fight for MMU.
Cloudy already falling.
Jumped off. Either jumped off or got booped off.
Oh, got booped off, yeah. Shreddy taking out Fish. I think Fish is going a bit too ham trying to find these supports, because he seems to be getting punished quite a lot for it.
Yeah, he's definitely not seen as on fire as he was in the last game.
But I think, I mean, MMU flipped that point, so it definitely worked out in their favour with that. But so we're going to try and see a counter push coming in from UoB. But look at MMU up on the high ground here. It's a very secure position for them.
Reversed from our last match. They're pushing up top though. It looks like they're pushing up top.
Yeah, they're going to try and push up onto the high ground. Fish diving into the background. Fish diving into the backline, trying to find Shreddy or Subsidium.
Fish is absolutely going off right now in the backline.
That's a solid shatter from Deku right there.
Oh my god, and I think, okay, so it looks like it's the same thing that UoB were running into, MMU were running into last time, where they're trying to challenge high ground. They wait too long and somebody makes a play, this case being Fish, and then coming through the Reinhardt shatter at the front. So they're changing their line of attack, so it's good to see UoB adapting slightly more. They're still walking to this high ground that they've been booped off of? What? They have a Pharah!
The Pharah!
But they're still getting...
But they're still getting picks, and some Deku Scrub hits Kirkmania with a Fire Strike, and that's...
almost a straight wipe again. We're probably going to see
a straight wipe for MMU?
Probably going to see, yeah, there it is, a Diva Suicide for the mech. So they've changed their strategy on UoB side, which I like to see, but it's proved very ineffective so far. So MMU have time to quickly adapt their strategy.
Yeah, I think they've so I think UoB right here are thinking, well, they've got no hit scan, so if we just use a pharmacy, we can wipe them, or just have a better engage at the high ground here. But I mean, it's only a recent change, but I mean, Stittler's getting charged here. That was a very good shatter from Stittler, though.
They all turned around to deal with Fish, and in the meantime, he got 2 kills, and Kirkmania's just here alone after failing to deal with him.
They need to start contesting the point right now, but I'm not too sure how much a pharmacy can do against an entire enemy team.
That said, they're lasting surprisingly long. I mean,
Shreddy goes down, which is definitely going to take Kirkmania's, and Kirkmania falls as well. Flip the point 1-1.
A complete rollback of the exact same scenarios, almost exact same scenarios last time. They just took the high ground and just weren't able to fight back.
Yeah, it was a very impressive turnaround from MMU there.
And this time it looks like we're fighting on, the last one we've got left is we'll be fighting on the bouncy castle side.
Wait, is this, I'm sure this is a best of 5, right?
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it definitely should be.
So this should, yeah, so sorry, you just meant like the last map that we'll see.
Yeah, of course, of the Oasis side.
Yeah.
So, composition-wise, they're still running Pharah Mercy with they're still running
Winston this time. They're running triple DP. Oh no, sorry, I missed out the Zarya.
They are running McCree instead of another character who can go in and sort of dip on the damaged targets like a Tracer, which I was expecting from Kim Juntae here. Instead, they're looking to play a long-range fight, but they're going into a Reinhardt.
It's a very similar composition coming from Mew as well, but they've changed up the. Sorry, yeah, they've got the Diva now as well, which will put a lot of pressure on the pharmacy. Try and shut her down.
Bit of trace for Fish, and then it's a really
really
alone. He's still alive. I don't know what's happening.
It's a really weird brawl going on.
I mean, it's worked out.
It's worked out for the side of UoB, I guess, but
Iron Fish and UoB having a little ride on that.
Ironfish failing to boost over the side.
Would it cost him his mech though?
I really... Yeah, he had a lot of HP as well. But Cloudy's looking to sort of form a bit of ult charge right here.
And he was a big proponent of the middle of that fight where he was just walking to the enemy team and somehow got out of it almost unscathed as far as I can tell.
I mean, Fish is going for a flank around the left side, maybe trying to pick off the pharmacy. But Kirkmania seems to have already spotted them and everyone's moving around the left. Ironfish is demeched right now. Kirkmania looking for some picks. Kirkmania finds the mech.
Yeah, UoB just taking control of this. They're just getting picks in the middle of the fight. And no Sham's anyone left on his Genji.
Deku's just charging for dear life right there, hoping to get back home.
And Sham will finally
Sham
get chased out.
falling, staggering a bit. Fish has changed onto the Widowmaker right now.
Oh, okay.
Which
Fish special right now.
Which could be very dangerous to this pharmacy right here. Looking for a trick shot is not really fun.
Yeah, they
Kirkmania and Shreddy are playing very safe right.
They spotted him out. I think they were expecting it. So they're hiding around the backside so the Widow's spotting it slightly closer. But in the meantime, wow.
Fish is getting dived. Cloudy folds.
And immediately gets raised because he is close to Graviton, I think. But
Fish picking up the pharmacy by himself.
I don't understand Fish.
High noon firing Fish, but I think that NUEL has the advantage here.
But
Stittler just stalling right now, I think, as well as Subsidium. Trying to find Colonel Pad in the back. Colonel Pad's kind of just by himself and he falls. But that's the point gone in the favour of MMU.
Interestingly, what happened was that it seems like on both sides of the maps they had one straggler that was taking forever to kill. So they just traded on either side. But it's really bad for the UoB side because their delayed spawns are much worse when you have to attack a point. And we also see the composition immediately changing. They've switched to a Lucio, McCree, and Soldier immediately after the...
Yeah, I think the fear of the Widowmaker just picking them out of the sky is too strong.
Here's an
the devote finds Cloudy! That was a very big pick because now Cloudy doesn't have Graviton for this fight.
And the fight's turning
He
around.
finds a solid shotting, taking out both of the hit scans.
And Sittler's been jumping around this entire time, but he's not really been guessing much.
Colonel Pad's not really getting too much help with his flankers, but he seems to be dealing with it himself.
A Lucio, sandwich between a Lucio...
a Lucio and a Winston.
A man on rollerblades and a monkey, and he came out unscathed.
But this is looking very impressive from the side of MMU right now.
The switch to the Widowmaker seems to have really thrown UoB.
I mean, the Widowmaker isn't even here anymore, it's just the fear of it.
And they have the high ground again. Let's see if we can fight it. They're forcing point, as MMU did. They go around the other side, which is a very smart play. Now they're forcing MMU to drop down. It just depends if they can get in the straight fight.
Still engaging right now. Oh, he falls really quickly. And this tack visor from the side of MMU seems to just be getting everyone the hell out.
It's just, they don't seem to be attacking the high ground properly. It looks like a very large communication issue, honestly, because and this is costing this map, I must say. So, Stittler on the Winston knows he wants to jump the back line, but no one else appears to be following him early enough, and they just turn around, clobber him. His team was on the other side of this little round point, and they couldn't do anything. He's not making the same mistake. He's with his team this time.
And they grab onto the high ground, but it's going to be cancelled out by a trance. A trance comes out from Subsidium as well.
We've still got...
Shaq comes out with the Dragon Blade. Let's see what we can do with this. Try to find Subsidium, but the Visor takes him out. This might actually be a win for UoB right now.
They're so scattered. Oh my! They've caught it up. They've got a Lucio out to. I think this might have secured it out.
I think they've just UoB have just realised that they just need to win this fight and they've won the point.
But Ironfish is still stalling.
Ironfish is stalling.
He's dropped it out above. Is it inside or outside the bubble? And UoB will capture.
That's the point flipping for UoB, but Sham's back here trying to keep the point alive. Deck is gonna have to charge in very soon, otherwise they're gonna lose this fight. He falls, Fish is coming on. I think they're just staggering here.
I don't know how much they can really stall for this one. But
the sound barrier, and Kael'Pad falls instantly. Dubious just praying that he can stay alive long enough.
But I'm vicious here. What is going on? Come on.
We're just watching a meat grinder here as MMU tries to keep hope alive.
Blizzard, please flick spawn. I mean, it looks like UoB really, they just turned that last fight. They waited, they forced MMU off the high ground by forcing point on this map and going around the other side of the dome. And in doing so, just took a better fight. They just did better, won once, and they had the point again. So we see UoB taking the advantage as we go back to I forgot what this part of the map is called, honestly.
Garden? I genuinely have no idea.
It's got a lot of grass, it looks nice. It's a garden, there you go. There's a nice palm tree right there.
Wait, what? I think this might be the university map.
I don't remember. I think there's a library or something. It's all the same to me.
Oh no, sorry, this isn't university. I think this is what this one's called Garden. Or I might be thinking of Lijiang Tower. I have no idea.
So we have Fish back on Soldier and Sham on the Tracer.
We've got Stittler on the Winston and.
Oh, and it's an early high ground fight for UoB getting slightly early. Reinhardt knocked off.
That was a nice boot from Shoney.
Stittler getting a massive.
Still popping off right now. He's got a lot of support from his team.
It's gonna be a.
And just taking out Dubious, and that's the map gun. Sorry, that's the point taken for the side of UoB.
And taking a good old deserved break with some peanut butter in the middle.
And I think they're just gonna hold the high ground here.
They're now UoB are playing a slightly more controlled dive at the top here. So they send the Winston in on a closer scale, and they just use their firepower to break through. Sham is coming on Stittler. Does he see a pick, or is he just forcing point? It looks like he's alone right now. Well, he's being caught now. And he's going up the flank. Dubious catching another person.
Junte falls to Dubious, and Sham taking out Cloudy.
But they're trading.
I mean, they're 2 for 2. They're trading very evenly right now. It's really hard to see where this fight will go.
By Deku Scrub. But still, somewhat the Winstons right now are just making their team trade. We still got Kargmania alive.
Kargmania almost taking out the Winston.
He right clicks but doesn't catch him. Well, he catches him in the end, but takes life for it. I think. Oh no, he's
Kargmania's still up.
It's made out.
But
yeah.
they've lost the point. And I think Ironfish is just trying to build his ult right now because he's out of mech. Kim Junte pushing around the right side.
For the next one. But yeah, it looks like they're coming in. So we've got a...
That comes in.
A high
they're
noon
pushing,
coming in.
They're pushing the Zed on the high ground. I think he might... Subsidium Francis.
Out with a bubble out.
Bomb finding Junte.
Oh no. And Kargmania right there doing a slightly trendy as well. It looks like that ult might be slightly wasted at this point.
Maybe an unnecessary ult from the side of UoB, yeah.
It looks like they won't be able to get... Well, I don't know, the fight's turning. Fish is alone, he's been taken out by Stittler at the back, almost single-handedly.
Sham's just trying to stay alive here, I guess. They've got 3 versus 3 right now, but Junte comes back and the monkey ult absolutely kills everyone.
Absolutely nuts, getting a triple kill, a quadruple kill I think, again. And then, I don't know what's going on, they're just letting this monkey go wild, and it doesn't even look like, yeah.
These fights are looking very even though it's in the favor of UoB right now. It's very difficult to see who will actually win this map, just because these fights are looking these fights are looking so back and forth right now.
There's a little skirmish right over here. We've got a
a nice Graviton catching both of the supports.
Well, we've got a Zen
Trances out of it.
We've still got
falling to Deku.
Still got Fish ult to maybe clean this up if needed.
But Fish is very low right now.
Fish is
popping off. He's got this.
And it looks like
that's everyone down.
So the thing is that I'm not seeing the full extent of the fight in the HPs, but it looks like the MMU side is a lot more evenly spread. Everyone's pulling their weight slightly. They're all doing their part to take the enemy team out. But UoB have looked slightly lost in some of these fights especially until Stittler on the Winston comes out and really just shuts people down. They're fighting top again. We got a double bomb!
Oh, nice! I mean, I was about to comment on how Dubious was just crouching in the corner there, waiting for a boop, but it never came as Sham was able to find a very good kill, a very good pulse bomb there.
And what's really critical there is that he's bought his team so much time on the point that UoB only get one more push.
They're gonna force it's gonna be a very rushed engage
Yeah.
here from the side of
They're on the
UoB.
ground. They're not going up the steps. They're just sitting on the
Turkmania
ground.
uses ultimate, and
A bomb
oh,
coming in. He's sitting
that was
inside.
that was some ult
Oh,
spaghetti there, dropping both the
some
Star
ult.
Barrier and the Transcendence.
And it didn't even save the
They
McCree.
don't fight too much, no.
But again, Stittler getting 2 kills. He's
I
still
really
nearly
wanna-
full HP.
I really want to see this go to map 5, just because this is so entertaining to watch.
Stittler is absolutely good. He's still got his ultimate. I think
He's
Iron
just
Fist
holding
as well.
it for the
What is-
stall.
They're just not
Stiller's trying to
fighting
find. Stiller's fighting Iron Fish right now.
He's just
Stiller's.
how,
Stiller
honestly,
falls with his ult still available though. And
I-
that's gonna be the map.
I,
It was-
Stittler
that was
was,
a-
just he was such a big boy right there. He was playing so ridiculously. He was getting every kill that needed to happen, and just nothing else happened. It looked like. Again, I just feel like I don't know what's happening on the UoB side, or if it's the MMU side really shutting down, like re-diving the UoB backline or something like that. But something's got to change, and it's not just going to be Stittler somehow killing half of the enemy team 3 times.
I
And
mean,
it's
UoB are
insane.
changing it up on this map. The I mean, I can't remember the name of the map, but this is the one with the bounce pad. So they've gone for a Zarya Ryan comp again, as opposed to the dive that they were running. Well, sort of semi-dive they were
Just
running
now,
with
yeah.
Winston and Zarya.
But
So-
it seems so weird because Stittler was doing so well on Winston.
He was. Are we gonna see them fight over the bounce pad? I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay, here we go. Nice little skirmish on here. Hell's looking slightly
Cloudy's-
worse than MMU.
Cloudy getting
They're
booped!
taking-
Oh gosh.
And MMU have immediately taken the high ground as well. Yeah, UoB just
Yeah,
don't really know what
that's-
to do. They're not. Are they fighting back? It looks like they're not going to follow. Oh, okay. Kim Juntae's gone up. Is he?
Kim
he's
Juntae going up,
right?
but I think he's. Yeah, he
He's
does
died
free
for
pick
it,
on
yeah.
their side.
They're
They're all
just
jumping up, but they're
delaying.
all jumping up at almost the
They're
wrong
dead.
time, it
Yeah.
seems.
They're just feeding a lot of ult right now.
Stiller's being delayed. Like, that's a really staggered kill on Stittler.
So on the ground there, just the UoB team just sitting there going, okay, we need to either fight or we need to go back. And it looks like half the team wanted to fight and half the team didn't.
Yeah, and
a
by the
little
time Juntae went up onto the jump pad, he was already a free kill.
And
So
Sham
they're already pushing.
Oh,
Sham gets flashbang, but they couldn't follow up.
he's back and he okay, well, his
Drops the pulse bomb on nothing, but.
So UoB
still-
did what they did last time. They drop it within
Juntae finds Sham, but Deku finds Stittler as well. And Juntae going down, and Fish coming out with the
Fish.
tack visor.
Visor, getting chased
Try-
down by
Kikmania
Zarya,
just
but
trying to stay alive.
not enough. Oh my.
That was a very clean fight from MMU, only having to use 2 ults, although Tracer's ult might as well be an ability on cooldown with the amount of damage she can put out.
Especially on Sham as well. Sham has been going pretty nuts with these. And he's not afraid to go in for a pick early on, so...
And they've got both support ults live for this fight, so it's going to be very hard push for the side of UoB.
So during the push, they might be working on a Zen ult if they get it. They might be just going dry here, but Sham has changed it up. He's stalling the point. They can just sit up there forever. But Deku Scrub's gone in the back. They're actually going in. I'm not entirely sure why. but
Deku
he's
takes out
already got it.
Subsidium, and Iron Fish takes out Juntae. Oh gosh. This isn't
And
looking too good for the side of UoB.
This is just a massive.
Maybe that
slaughter.
was a communication failure, because we saw Subsidium just kind of sitting around on the left side and
I'm getting caught out. Yeah.
not really near his team.
So, what won UoB their last game on this particular map was that the MMU side were just sitting up top, ready to stall the point, and they went around the other side to try and force them down. But Sham just
It
sitting
seems-
on point,
Yeah,
forcing.
they've finally.
nothing.
It's almost as if they've had a revelation that if Sham sits on the point and just stops them
Yeah.
from gaining any.
And they're all trapped in the corner. They're just getting squashed in by Winston.
A
and Luna.
shatter comes down, but it doesn't find anyone. That's a very good trans, but it's about to get cancelled.
There's no Anna to stop it. Oh, okay. And a
Oh.
bomb not catching. Not
Diva Bomb not really finding anyone, but I mean UoB are two kills up right now.
3 kills.
3
now.
kills. And this fight is definitely looking in the favour of UoB, and they will definitely flip it after this. They're looking for the pick off of Colonel Pad just to clean him up, but he picks off Subsidium.
Actually gets some Subsidium.
So that was possibly a bit of overextension on his side. I mean, Sham's
Well-
back right now fighting Kikmania.
Oh god.
Sham might just feed here because He's
still
1v4 up
He's
there.
still
How
alive.
is he
What's
still
he doing?
alive?
They're all facing him. They're forcing the point. They nearly captured it while Sham was
Oh god.
distracting them on the high ground. What's going on? They've
They
captured
did!
the point.
MMU flipped it! And Fish is about to clean up with assault right now.
They're just absolutely
Oh!
Sham.
That's a very good block from Cloudy.
He's still
just-
alive.
I mean, as a I'm a Zarya main, so that play from Cloudy is like just what you want every Zarya to do. He put up his bubble and just got right in Fish's face and just said, "Fire into my bubble and power me up." But I mean, that basically shut down their visor and won them that fight. I'd
Just
say.
catching Sham on the back like, oh, it's not enough. Just missed
It's
the
too
point.
late.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Sham.
That's the second map going to MMU. So, I mean, I really want to see this go to game 5, just because these are two very good teams.
It's been ridiculous. I mean, we started so strong for UoB on this map in particular, where Stitler on Winston
Just look at that. Look at that shatter there.
Jeez.
That shatter
jeez.
that set that all up, and just Sham going in.
I mean, if you looking at all these stats, like it looks really heavily in favor of MMU, but that was hella close.
That was a very close fight. Up until the last map, I'd say. I think on the last map,
yeah.
MMU kind of had their number. And they found that they found that just contesting the point would be the best thing to do for them.
So it was one thing for UoB to realize that they wanted to force point, which is obviously the smart thing to do. It was another thing for Sham to immediately go in the next game and just sit on point, just be the one on the ground and just have them not do anything. They could stay up there all they like, and they didn't even need to. Deku Scrub jumped in, survived a lot longer than Stitler normally does when he does the jump in as well, and then they just dived. They just collapsed. So I think on the MMU side, we've got a lot of playmakers, it seems, especially on Fish and Sham. On the damage, obviously, you see it a lot. But the UoB side is so far is only having Stitler really going off. But when he does, man, he's walking into 4 of them and getting 3. So I don't know what's going on here. But this is 2 in favor of MMU.
MMU, yeah. And with this third map, maybe we'll see UoB come off a bit more, because chokes are probably easier to hold with. Oh, we're going for a toilet break. That's fine.
Okay, well.
I mean, it gives us more time to talk about maybe what we'll see. Maybe we'll see Zeus come out with come out better on the defense, because Payload and chokes like the assault point are a lot easier to hold with sort of Ryan Zarya comp, like a lot more sort of rock steady comp that they were trying to go for.
Yeah.
And Hollywood is a very good, like the cafe and the high ground. You get a Soldier and McCree up there, it can be very difficult to get them off. So maybe we'll see a good hold from them, and I mean, they could very well full hold if they play it well.
They put it off right. I think so we saw on Gibraltar both sides pulling out a Reinhardt, but only Cloudy on his specialist Zarya. He's a big Zarya player. Only Cloudy's really been pulling out the Zarya, but they've not gotten Anna to deal with
the amount of healing that needs to be done as well.
It's not, yeah. And the Colonel's, well, apart from that, the Zarya just gets negated by Colonel every time.
Yes,
consistently holding it.
It's almost as if they've just said to Colonel, hold your transfer grab, and we'll use sound barrier for everything else, because that's basically what we're seeing.
I've seen, I think it's less than 50% maybe of the gravitons that have been going off have been really successful. A massive deaths in favor of MMU.
Yeah, I think for Cloudy, his priority is kind of just try and build ult as fast as you can.
He will, believe
and
me.
hopefully outpace the Zenyatta, so that you can burn through the trance. So rather than try and contest with trance, you use it before he can get trance. And we're gonna see a side swap just so that
team names.
MMU. Oh gosh, we change those.
Yeah.
We're gonna see MMU start on defense, and UoB start on attack.
So this time, well, they've been running it on attack as well. They've been running the Ryan Zarya a lot this best of 5 this set. But
yeah, and I mean, it might very well be their downfall, because the best thing to counter dive is in dive their supports when your supports get dove on.
yeah, I mean, Well, you say that. I think interestingly, when UoB were running dive, and I think there was one instance on Gibraltar where they were fighting dive against no dive. Definitely it was on Oasis. It seems like a lot more coordination in terms of dealing with the divers on the MMU side. When I watched Dittler dive in as Winston, he dies in 3 seconds flat. But when Deku jumped in, he was dying in 7 to 10 at the very most, if at all. So,
I think that also can come down to the protection afforded by the D.Va, as D.Va can defense
Yeah,
matrix and apply a lot of pressure as well.
they haven't really run D.Va at all on UoB side this time, have they? It doesn't.
I've only been seeing Azaria from Cloudy,
Yeah.
so I think that is also maybe stifling them.
I think the defense matrix is just so good in conjunction with Ryan Shield if it's going down if they need it, or with a Winston who's going in every time, like you say.
I mean,
So
maybe it can just come down to communication, and it's just something that I mean, obviously the teams themselves know better what they're thinking than what we are. But these teams are very even. They met once in the Swiss round, and it went 2-1 with a very close third game.
I mean, wait. So who won in the Swiss rounds again? Was it
Bjorn to win won in the Swiss rounds.
very close though?
Yeah.
And, well, I mean, while the set count says 2-0, we're entering a game now. The set count says 2-0. These games have been really quite close. I mean, the Gibraltar was the war of the final corner, and the Oasis map went 3-2. Barely
Yeah,
in favor
so
of,
I mean, it really is anyone's game here. Ooh, we see Kirkmania on the Reaper.
ooh, he's putting out. I think back to the wall. They want their comfort picks, and this is definitely a comfort pick for Kirkmania.
Yeah.
But we see Sham on the
The
Junkrat.
Junkrat, maybe?
Similarly is a comfort pick.
Wait, Sham, is Sham trolling us right now?
I don't know.
Because
I
if
don't
anyone's taking Widow on the side of MMU,
Then it's probably Fish, right? But it doesn't. It looks like they're going with
looks
it.
like they're going with
No,
it.
hang
Oh
on, no.
wow.
He's saying this one. Okay.
No,
no,
he's
fine.
he's changed the Junkrat. This will be
Yeah,
very
yeah.
interesting. Sham's Junkrat is very strong, and he'll have a
So,
lot of
Yeah.
he'll have a lot of area to just spam those grenades into. And as you can see, Cloudy's chosen D.Va.
Oh, the one time you might want Azaria just to feed energy is the time he's going D.Va. I mean, it works fine as well. You can eat the bombs, obviously. But
What?
having a Junkrat against Azaria would have been very nice to build up his damage, and he does it a lot when he's full charge. Or Azaria in general. But I
Yeah.
think without...
I mean,
yeah.
from the experience of Zarya, it's just like dealing with Junkrat, you can kind of only do it for 4 seconds with your bubbles. And unless you're literally in his face and kill him within those 4 seconds, your bubbles are then off cooldown for for another 10. Whereas the D.Va, the defense matrix is basically permanently up. It's an issue of contention amongst a lot of pros.
Yeah. Oh, have you seen this trap in the corner right here on the corner? Oh, they knew. They still get blasted. Jeez. I think Sham is the man to watch here, though. Sham is the man to watch here because if he doesn't do enough damage, things go wrong. But if he does a lot of damage and he's keeping them in this hallway, he's keeping them.
UoB have secured this high ground, and they kind of just afraid to push this. Colonel takes on Junte.
Junte at the back. And UoB are just hiding up here. They don't really know what to do. If they get a Junkrat,
they're definitely scared of pushing that stairwell because the Junkrat will absolutely destroy them in there.
They're just stuck. They're just stuck there.
They're just waiting. They're waiting for Junte to get back.
MMU aren't equipped to dive them, and they're coming down the stairway now. They're going out. We have a D.Va to really push the Junkrat back. He's inside.
Ooh, Cloudy gets demeched.
But he's done it. It looks like
Fish
he's
takes
done
out
his job,
Obsidian.
but it doesn't matter. They've still got the high ground, and they're just stuck in this corner. They're not focusing the same targets. Fish just getting free reign, and they're forced out again. The Reaper don't think it's really doing much, and they just got fished.
The Reaper's very. I mean, it's going to be very difficult for Kirkmania to get into a position to do enough damage here because look at where the supports are set up. They're set up far in the back, protected very well by Fish, and maybe he just can't get onto them.
Who's getting dive right now? They're trying to win, but they're
still a fall very quickly. Kirkmania trying to put some damage onto the tanks,
forward, yeah.
He's getting beat around by Ironfish.
So it's just okay. Sham catching Junte out the back.
Reaper Kirkmania teleporting up top again, picked out by Fish.
Mad play.
I mean,
well,
Fish and
that's
Killpad both fall here.
Cloudy being DMX and getting caught at that back. I don't think.
Kickvideo's actually said in chat, went for the ballsy play.
both teams using this portal.
Oh,
Sham
Sham finding Stiller.
Still alive, catching Subsidian maybe at the back. Sham has just not been dying.
They're taking out Dubious.
And finally,
Kickvideo got a pick onto Sham.
Getting frag on the board.
Fish coming out with the visor, but getting blocked by Cloudy.
This has been a very extended fight.
Very weird fight right now.
But it looks like
Kickvideo's got two.
I
think this is.
Here, yeah. No, sorry, yeah. That's not, yeah. I mean,
that's MMU backing up to spawn, I'd say.
Sham
coming in with a kill on Fish.
Sham's going for it. Sham's going for it. What's he doing? Sham!
He knocks the ball around. I think he was. Do you think he was hoping they forgot about the suicide grenades?
What? I guess. I mean,
just
Sham.
What?
Calm down.
Oh, coming out from Cloudy. Not finding, just finding a ride shield, I guess.
Well, okay.
This is a very far forward push from.
They're stuck in the corner. And
they're just picking up the forward spawns, and yeah, I think that play from Sham just kind of fed into this.
Ironfish built his ultimate by swinging his hammer a whole bunch, while they're there. 3 ultimates on the side of MMU, but just absolutely no position. That said, the payload is still back at the doorway. They can still put up a
they left one person on the car whilst they chased those false spawns, but the benefit here is that they got a bunch of ult charge from that, and they get a bunch more fights when it comes to actually pushing the car. So they're trying to make the most of their time, and as you can see here, MMU are just kind of trapped in spawn, whilst Cloudy and Stiller just dive. Ironfish finding Cloudy,
but he will get picked off by
Stiller taking out Fish as well.
Yeah.
And just look at Deku on the car, he's completely uncontested. Sorry, not Deku. He's defending. The car was being completely uncontested for about half of the streets phase.
But I mean, they're just so scattered. It looks like UoB just really taking advantage of the sort of narrow spaces here. Because as far as I know, MMU haven't ever really gotten the high ground. They're just.
I mean, like, Stiller's still in their backline. He's gonna get taken out by Ironfish, but look at where the car is. It's very close to actually just being capped.
Oh no, Sham, no, Sham, please. Okay.
Oh, Ironfish finding a shatter, but the trans comes out from both sides. The charge taken out. The wheel. I think they're definitely gonna hold it here, but
yeah,
it was very costly for them to do so.
Oh, and Lucio. Oh, okay, well. They can yeah, slight BM coming out against Dubious, I can understand. So I mean,
it was almost as if the tanks in the front line were too much for MMU to handle, because look at where the car is. It's basically almost capped. They only need to push it like 5 more meters.
But
Stiller's diving onto the high ground.
But again, he tends to be doing this alone, which I'm not liking so much. He is expecting people to follow him, and they're just not doing it. Cloudy in the back line, what is he doing? The tank's going in right now.
Ironfish but
getting caught.
I mean, what Stiller did there was he forced the Junkrat and the Zen off the high ground, which they can't get easily back to that position. And Cloudy's self-destruct finding Fish.
Coleman holding the cart down. Looks like he'll be the clean-up man right here.
Just looking for Sham right now, and that's a good hold from there.
I think Sham might need to consider switching off about now. It's making time too open to do anything. Junte in the backline, getting shut down by
the charge almost finding Kickmania.
Oh my god. Okay. It's a lot of really weird scramble fights right now.
Yeah.
Coming get speed boosted in, but not doing anything with it.
Ironfish got the forward spawn, so he kind of just needed to get back to his team as quickly as possible.
And we have a trap set up right here by
yeah, I think Sham's reluctant to change because he's 3% to his ult.
And the wheel right now could really help against the incoming Xeno, which Subsidian does have.
Kickmania's been holding on to this Reaper ult for quite a while as well. What do you, I think maybe he's looking for it right now with his position on the high ground.
I think this is his second one. I think he got one of this in the last fight, but they don't know he's there. They don't know he's above him. He's coming in for the ult.
Is he? No.
He's not oh, okay, he's down. No, that's the smart
no, it was way too risky. Yeah. With a diva in his face, he could just get shut down.
Yeah, that was a smart play to reunite with his team. And he's going back top again. I don't know if they've heard him with the new changes to his sound. They might not know.
They look like they've completely forgotten about him. Cloudy's up there as well. Maybe they're looking to do an escort.
Deku Scrub time looked up. They know he's there. They're choosing to ignore him right now. Shreddy with the
coming down with the sound barrier.
Oh,
Shatter finding 5 people!
And they're just gonna die to... Okay, well, they've only taken 2 picks, they've taken 3 now. Well, they're gonna pick up the net. Yeah.
Maybe a fat finger from Colonel Pad there?
I think so, there was no need.
They were 4 picks up and there's no need to trance in the situation.
That was a ridiculous shatter against the enemy team. They got no chance to do anything, they just walked straight into it. And even then, he's 20% of his way to his new one.
Yeah, I mean, like, MMU are definitely on their way towards having more ults. Like, they've already got... We're about 4-4 right now.
And, well, I
still
mean...
putting pressure on Deku up on the high ground.
If Fish is playing far enough back, I think Fish is the man to watch for the next push. If he tag dives, he's gonna be...
D-roll finding Colonel Pad! Sound barrier coming out from Dubious, but a trance coming from Subsidium.
And Cloudy's jumping on the... Oh my god.
That D-roll...
Spread chaos right now.
The wheel taking out Cakemania, but it's really hard to see where these fights are going on.
But it looks like UoB is taking a much stronger foothold of this fight in particular.
Oh, yeah.
Carlo hasn't got an ult to stall with, he's just forced to...
Dubious is stalling the call!
Dubious is... Okay!
Colonel's coming back, but he falls.
Oh,
Fish finding Cloudy!
Can Sham make some magic
reinforcements
right
coming from the UoB side.
Oh, Johnny recalls it to the... Okay. Fish has been hacked? Wait, oh, what? They have a Sombra.
The Sombra coming out from the... Sombra coming out from the side of UoB.
No, it's fair, so he makes it back in time for the fight. Dubious still alive. Okay.
I mean, they've managed to stall all the way to overtime, right? So... all MMU have to do here is push with time remaining, and they've guaranteed, like, not a loss on this map.
That was a good stall for overtime, I think. I don't know if they reached it before or after the final fight, but... Damn. I mean, it was just Dubious living really long both times, and his team just coming in and going through it. I don't think anyone saw, I'm not entirely sure, but what happened was that Sham came out, put down a trap, and basically died instantaneously, but Junte recalled, got caught in the trap and died to the suicide box, which I thought was hilarious.
That's fair enough. Do we know what the tiebreaker map is?
I think it's Ilios this time. I think it's
right,
Ilios
okay.
this week.
So it's a best of 1 on Ilios, right?
I'm not entirely sure, but I think I know it's Ilios this time.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll be us the one.
Because obviously if they cap with, if they full cap with no time remaining, it goes to the tiebreaker map.
Oh, I see. Right, I see.
Oh no, sorry, my bad. Sure. It goes to 1 minute remaining on both sides. So they basically get 2 team fights, and if that fails, then we go to the tiebreaker map.
Right, I see. Okay.
But the thing is here is if MMU caps with more than a minute remaining, they UoB can only force a draw.
Right, so that means it has to be.
Don't betray me.
Junte, look, I'm sorry. I have to apologize, but it was quite funny. I'm sure you laughed as well. It's all good. Yeah, I think so. If they force a draw here, then what happens is just. Is that the set over? Is that how it works?
No, we'd go to the tiebreaker map.
We do go to the tiebreaker. So
yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, I see. So MMU is in a really good scenario here.
They're a really good position here to just, like, especially with dive, the amount of engagements you get with dive is much higher than with a slower team comp. Just because all of your team has a lot of mobility, you can just get to the point.
Speaking of mobility, I think it's yeah, I think MMU looks like they're running a very full dive, and they're going on top. Ooh,
UoB's holding this cafe like.
Yeah, I don't think MMU are entirely sure what to do. They're jumping now.
Oh, Stiller's gonna get a lot of ult charge. It's not Stiller. Damn. Ironfish getting a lot of ult charge from that zap right there. Chaining the lightning into everyone.
Fish finds a Subsidian in the back of support, so this.
The shout falls to Stiller and.
It's Fish finding
Dubious.
This fight should be in favor of MMU. They're on the point with more people.
And Stiller kind of having no idea where to point his shield there. Oh. And Junte probably going to fall to Fish. Yeah.
Fish going absolutely mad.
That was a very fast cap from the side of MMU.
I mean, they took a second at the top. They saw the Reinhardt. They saw the full hole at the top, and they quickly decided, right, let's just dive. They went in, they did it.
Yeah, let's just jump them, and whilst they traded initially, they won the fight towards the end. Fish pulse bombs the Rhine, but no, it doesn't really find too much.
But, well, UoB have made it up to this high ground.
Yeah.
Barring Shreddy, who's now there. No, barring Junte, who's at the back on the wrong side, it looks like. He's sort of just, okay, well, he's out of position for this fight. If they
Ooh,
spot
Junte might get dived.
Fish just spotted him, he's diving.
Junte's gonna get dived, and yeah, that's him gone. Dragon Blade coming up from Sham.
Sham catching
He's
Shreddy.
trying to find catching Shreddy. Oh wow.
It down. Oh no.
This is
Yeah.
a very messy team fight right now.
But they're still getting
But,
a ton frags.
yeah,
slightly. I mean,
Still is gonna fall, and MMU's just gonna keep rolling through. So, just comparing to what MMU and UoB did, Zeus really pushed the forward spawns on this and just kind of rolled this point.
Yeah.
Whereas MMU just kind of said, "We'll just take your fight and we'll just win it here."
Yeah, they're just sweeping them instead. So, well, Ironfish just now looks like he's stranded slightly alone. He's got an ult to fight if he needs to, but he gets out.
Ooh,
Okay.
gets taken out by Subsidium.
Oh, do we have a Pharah Mercy? No, we just have a Pharah. We still have Shreddy nearly at sound barrier.
Yeah, but Subsidium's kind of.
Is already Widow. What? Wait, what? When did this happen? I didn't realize. Widow is so good on this part of the map. I think he's so comfortable here. But
I think he's.
play,
I mean, look at Junte in the back. He's just kind of crouching behind the saloon. Just he knows Fish is there, and he really doesn't protect.
Yeah, really cool. Oh, God.
But I mean,
around this corner. They're so scared of Fish.
Fish is. Ooh, Fish finds Junte. He finds Shreddy.
Fish opening up this
Fish.
fight. Just the two tanks left, and Cloudy is.
Cloud is just running away. Oh.
Oh man, Fish just.
Fish is
back over the
terrifying.
can.
He's absolutely terrifying when he's.
Jeez, they waited so long.
Sham on Cakemania. Sham finds the pick on Cake. I think so.
Still catching Subsidian. Shreddy's not gonna be able to help him. Shreddy gets.
Ooh.
Oh my God!
Fish fighting still. Subsidium.
What's going on?
Subsidium's getting dived very hard by this Genji, but.
This is so scattered right now. There's just two people at the front doing all the work, and it's working somehow. Ironfish still has an. Oh, is he gonna take the fight? He's just getting out. They're letting him leave. He just got away quite literally with murder. I
mean, just look how much time they have remaining. They're like, even if they get stopped here, they have 4 proper pushes left.
It's not looking good in favor of UoB, but they've got a lot of ults coming. Speaking of ults,
They're all coming out from
split
the side of Deku.
But Sham dies early.
The shatter from Stittler not really finding anyone.
Ironfish going in the back, just finding people, just keeping them off the top. They're not pushing. I mean,
they're about 3 for 3 right now,
back.
but
They've still got Widow. I'm not
wouldn't
really
be-
sure if I. Ooh,
I mean, if Fish is feeling it, then you know.
you can't deny it, right? I think he might be
They
going
had
back
to-
to swap.
They had to
maybe.
fall back from that push with sort of so few people remaining, because obviously the respawns favour the defense on this side.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, so Fish has switched to Tracer. Looks like they're planning to end it with this one dive right now. That's going in right now.
Ooh!
Catch Fish!
The Dragon Blade coming out, but
massive
Cloudy
damage.
trapping them with the Graviton Surge!
They don't have a nade though. They just survive. Cloudy not
Colonel
gonna
Pad-
ult.
It's almost as if Colonel Pad is telepathic with these Graviton Surges, like, he's shutting them down so effectively.
And it's just making
Subsidium coming out with the trance to stall, I guess.
They're pulling at straws here. It looks like they're not really gonna have. They get Dubious as an ult as well. This is looking really bad.
The attack bars are coming out from Kinjunte, but it's gonna get shut down, and I think this is MMU about to cap the point.
The Shreddy's holding it.
Shreddy's holding it very well.
Now, but they're not pushing. They're pushing it now. They've knocked
They're
it
pushing
away.
it. Oh god!
That's it.
The ult from Winston capping the point for them.
Wait.
So
Oh,
we've.
okay.
Wait,
Wait.
is that the match complete?
No. Hang on. Wait. Oh,
They've got-
wait. They pushed it.
That's the round complete.
Oh,
No,
yes, they did push it last time. Yeah.
they need to cap first point.
Yeah, basically.
MMU
immediately.
needs to cap at third of first point.
So, yeah, I mean that's it. That's what they can do. So, MMU have their comp ready to go. They're still full diving.
Yeah.
See, oh, here it
It
comes.
It worked so well for them the first time. I can't see why they wouldn't try it.
And
Especially with 2.5 minutes remaining, that means they've got quite a few good engages left.
it's just so in their favor right now. I mean, it could.
I mean, I really would like to see the reverse sweep from Birmingham. Just just
Can
for
you
the
imagine?
entertainment value.
Can you imagine how long that would be?
Oh,
We still
God.
got, what would it be? It'd be
Oh, it's-
Icon and Route 66. but-
Yeah. I mean, it's possible for them to do it. Will they repeat the same? I think they're gonna repeat the cafe hold again.
I mean, it didn't work well for them last time, but we'll see how they
But
do it.
Juntas seem to be positioning himself on top of the elevator, right? Which should be.
Well, it's kind of asking to get picked off here.
Yeah.
By Wid
At the
by
same
not
time,
Wid,
though, he
but
can very easily jump down to his
into the
team
cafe, yeah.
if he
If
needs
he
to.
gets it right, he can jump straight into the cafe. But
I guess
if he
we'll
gets
see.
caught,
With
because
the
yeah. Oh dear. Okay, well, yeah, they're doing the same push, so it's going to be a replay of the first push of MU side again. Here comes the dive. Fish is coming underneath them, alone,
And-
early.
I mean,
turning them
just
around.
any pressure on the point right now basically forces them onto it because they cap so
They're
fast.
split this time.
They're
They-
actually finding
they-
Sittler
Sittler.
and Subsidium goes down, and I
As
think
well.
this is.
Oh. They
Yeah,
got
this is
split up.
definitely looking in the favour of MMU right now. Subsidium coming out with the
Shreddy's anyone left?
GG and
It's
Shreddy
Shreddy.
stalling for his start.
Shreddy. Yeah,
Shreddy dropping the emote.
and that's it. First tick over. Match complete.
That's MMU taking the NUEL summer seasons.
Well, congratulations to. Oh my god.
Definitely, that was I mean, I was definitely not expecting a clean sweep from the side of MMU this time.
I mean, that's it. Beyond to win.
To win wins.
Beyond to win as our NUEL Summer Champions. I think a lot of it started off very close. I mean, Hollywood.
Colonel Fan getting
Yeah.
the play of the game here.
Oh my.
That's very nice.
Oh, I
That's
think he.
nice.
That immediate.
That-
Oh, what a set. Yeah.
that trance is so much healing right there.
That was absolutely the play of the game. That won them the fight single-handedly. You saw how much their HPs were. So, like you're saying, just absolutely telepathic with knowing what to do as Rosario. It's what it takes to be legendary, it seems. But
But
that's
yeah.
it. That's our.
That's our NUEL summer finals over. Well, I hope you enjoyed the stream, even if it was a bit impromptu.
Yeah, due to the Insomnia Land this weekend, of course. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. This is, I mean, UOM. Give UOM a like and a follow and all that stuff.
Thanks for
putting this all
promoting us.
Well, putting this all together like last minute. I mean, too. But,
I mean, props to
yeah.
you for call commentating, my dude. I was very afraid of having to do this by myself.
it's hella fun. It's all very, very good.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
yeah. Sign out.